Welkom bij de podcast Kompas in Vooruitgang live vanaf de PROVADA, waarin ik in gesprek ga met de koplopers in de bouw. Ik wil alles weten van nieuwe innovaties en hoe we ervoor staan als het gaat over circulariteit bijvoorbeeld. Mijn naam is Maarten Bouwhuis. This episode of the podcast I will do in English because I'm very glad she's here with me, Dr. Elizabeth Nelson, and she is the co-founder of the Smart Building Collective. Very warm welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You're a doctor, but just a few days.
Yeah, just happened, University of Twente, within the biomedical engineering department, but it's been quite a journey and an amazing kind of evolution into finding better ways of working and making data-driven decisions.
Yeah, wow. Well, my congratulations. Yeah, you must be thrilled. The Smart Building Collective, what is that precisely?
Yeah, it came across like all wonderful things kind of on accident. So we were looking into the health of the office, sustainability, security, and we wanted to look into how can we play by the rules of real estate, because we know real estate can sometimes be traditional, conservative, financially driven. So we wanted to play by the right rules, but make buildings better as fast as we could and as good as well as we could.
And what does this mean, make it better?
Yeah, great question. So when you're looking at health in the office, there's so much that we can do. When you're looking at sustainability or just decreasing waste in the office, security, with everything becoming more technologically savvy, with more technical solutions, we have to really improve our security and also our experience and our usage. You know, it's all about how buildings are being experienced, being used, or being that pull of people off of the couch or their pajamas to.
And the Smart Building Collective is helping companies to improve their office?
So we started off with the Smart Building certification. So that's kind of the most well-known certification in Europe for smart buildings. So it plays by those rules of helping buildings lease out before they're finished, lease out at a premium, sell at a premium, same kind of thing, show that they're a solid building. We also had a great example of a building that was empty for quite a while, but then certified and showed what an amazing building they were. And then a few very impressive buildings or tenants came in to say, we had a pledge to be in a sustainable building, to be in a healthy building, to be in a smart building. So now we can actually take your building. So it ended up being a better thing. But so we started with the certification. Then people said, you have this amazing community that helped you build this. Can you help us connect to the right people? Everybody's PowerPoint sounds the same right now. Who do we work with? How do we do something extraordinary here? Yeah. So it just became this amazing community of really adventurous, technical, human-driven individuals and companies.
And for whom is it important? Is the renter, so the user of the building, or the investor as well, or the owner?
The one who gets the immediate benefit is the investor and the owners, because they get to have a premium on their asset, right? So they rent out at a premium.
So because it's a better building, they have a premium on their asset.
Yeah. In
their books.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So we had one of our buildings that we certified, and then it sold at quite a premium to an actual financial institution. So I think if that's proof enough for you, it's proof enough for me.
That's what you call that. This segment is really financially driven.
Yeah. Well, it's also a great story for the Netherlands, right? The Netherlands gave the first green mortgage in the world. And I believe that not only the Netherlands will give the first green mortgage, but they should. You know, we're a great place here for innovation and making decisions that are not only good and social, but also financially savvy and innovative.
So is your view that the real estate sector in the Netherlands is on the forefront in making green buildings and being sustainable?
Absolutely. If you
compare to other European countries.
Other European countries, certainly if you look on a global scale, the Netherlands is doing very, very well. If you look on a European scale, what you see is some of the things the Scandinavian countries have done for sustainability gave them a head start just in innovating earlier, because they had so much money pushed into sustainability. And I'm sure that's a follow-up question. But if you look at Germany, the Netherlands, the UK is also doing a lot right now to push. There's been a lot of activity in the last few years, but I think the Netherlands should certainly get credit for some of the amazing buildings we have and how long we've been discussing, working, and playing with it. Because there's one thing to start smart buildings today, and there's one thing to have been preparing for it for years.
So there's new smart buildings, building them smart.
Yeah.
However, creating buildings that are already there
Yeah.
and making them smart, the benefit of that is much bigger.
Yeah.
So what is the key advice to create a smart building?
Yeah, I mean, a smart building is you want to make a better building, right? And also knowing what you're doing. Because if you're trying to make a smart building, you're probably going to fail. What you're going to do is buy a bunch of technology, shove it in there, give it no attention. And like anything with no attention, it will
So how do we create a better building?
Well, you have to look at what your goals are. Do you want to win the war for talent with people? Do you want to create a more sustainable place? Do you want to have a highly secure...
Pick a goal.
Yeah, pick a few
Do
goals.
not want to achieve all of them.
If you have a few goals, that's fine. You know, if you have a handful of goals, but say your goals, put them on a timeline, look at that, and then integrate technology strategically, and so they're familiar with each other. Their open APIs work well together. You're building a brain for a building, right? So you have to do it with purpose, and you're building something that will continue to change as it goes on. Because if you see, for instance, that the building is being used in a certain way, and you say, "Oh, this can really impact how people are using it," but there's this huge opportunity. So we're doing a big think tank right now on the return on investment of smart buildings. And kind of the traditional idea is I'm going to save 10% of what I spent on I'm not going to be wasting my utilities anymore. So it's a 10-year return on investment, right? Basic math. What about comprehensive math, right? So seeing the areas where you can put in new business models, seeing the areas where you're winning the war for talent so you don't have to spend 50,000 euros per candidate to bring new people into your office. What we're finding is if you don't get the return on investment from your building in 1 to 2 years, then you're just not paying attention.
So making a smarter building comes with costs, of course, because you have to invest technology into the building.
Yeah.
And you want to create and collect data from the building so that you can run it smarter.
Yeah.
What kind of costs do we have to?
It depends on what you want to do. I mean, you can get started. There's also this idea that everything's new, everything's shiny. Buildings, and one thing that got asked during some of my interviews is there such a thing as a dumb building, right? Because our buildings have technology in them. They have security systems. They're not very, very smart buildings, but are there actually dumb buildings? Yeah. So they might not be done well, but so using the technology that you have with added software, looking at some of the things, just get started. Make a few decisions, get started, and I swear you'll get addicted to data-driven decisions.
Should there be more incentives from the government to make our buildings smarter?
Absolutely.
Why?
Smarter, maybe not. Better, yes. Okay. So it's the same kind of thing. What is the government trying to achieve? You know, we have a partner that has beehives on the top of buildings. So you wouldn't think that that's smart buildings, but these beehives, they pollinate from the general area. So if you have one in Amsterdam Zuid, then they take the honey, they do analysis on it, and they say the biodiversity in Amsterdam Zuid is X. So nice. They report to the gemeente, this needs to change in the greenery, this happens. So what are the cities trying to accomplish?
So it's some kind of biological center on top of the building.
Bees are an amazing data source.
Bees are lovely.
Yeah.
And they collect honey as well.
Yes.
So there's honey from Amsterdam Zuid.
Yeah, and you get free honey. So all the honey your bees make, that building gets to enjoy, which is great for gut health, for different aspects of human health as well.
Yeah. What was the last question? Main and key takeaway of your PhD? I mean, you worked on it for years.
Yes, I did.
What is the most important conclusion?
So I looked at different aspects of embodying and empowering people through technology. And I think empowering people through technology is so possible, and it has huge potential in our workspace, in our medical system. And like we all see, because I focused on proactive healthcare, right? And we know proactive healthcare is so much better than reactive, right? So you don't have to go to the doctor. Technology has a huge potential to empower us to be healthier, to work better, to understand ourselves better. So often we're trying to push ourselves through this cookie cutter of being the business guy or the business gal. And
So better buildings will make people happier.
yeah, well, they'll make them more themselves, more aware, more powerful, making better decisions. Nice talk about happy people and powerful people. I love that. Elizabeth Nelson of Smart Building Collective. Dr. Elizabeth Nelson, thank you so much. En wil je nou alle andere afleveringen terugluisteren van Kompas in Vooruitgang live vanaf de PROVADA? Doe dat dan gewoon in je eigen podcastspeler. Voor nu bedankt voor het luisteren. Dag!